Welcome to the Lechtich Parsha podcast, where we delve into the Torah's timeless wisdom and uncover uplifting and empowering lessons tailored to the challenges of our generation.
Good in our Shabbos Parshas Kisisa. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope you had a meaningful and inspiring, uplifting Purim. So this week we have the famous episode of Chet HaEgel. In short, Klal Yisrael was waiting for Moshe Rabbeinu to return from receiving the luchos, and after time had passed, they became impatient. They worried that maybe there was no God, Chas v'Shalom. They wondered where Moshe Rabbeinu went, and they went and they made a golden calf, and they worshipped it, and they bowed down to it. And after Moshe Rabbeinu came down from Shamayim with the luchos, ready to give the nation which he thought would be longing for him, waiting for him excitedly, instead he found a nation that had abandoned their God, had abandoned their Creator, the one who performed the most unbelievable miracles from Mitzrayim, the Midbar, the Man, Bar Miriam, Kriyas Yamsuf. Klal Yisrael had reached their all-time low, the lowest level ever. We find Hashem had to make a specific commandment, and Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu as follows: V'adaber Hashem Moshe. Hashem told Moshe, Lech Reid, go down from the mountain that you're on, that you're standing on, Ki shiches amcha, because your nation has become corrupt. Asher haleisa me'eretz Mitzrayim, the nation that I took out of Eretz Mitzrayim. And subsequently Moshe Rabbeinu went down, he descended the mountain, and he saw the Jews, shocked, angered, and completely astonished. He took the luchos and he smashed them. The Mefarshim ask, what's going on over here? What was the waiting? What was Moshe Rabbeinu waiting for? Why did he need a commandment? Go down, lech reid, go down and see what's going on. And only then he saw what was going on, and then he smashed the luchos. Frak the Mefarshim, Moshe Rabbeinu should have smashed the luchos the second upon hearing the terrible, awful news that Klal Yisrael had abandoned their king. So what was it that Moshe Rabbeinu was waiting for? What did he have to see? So the Sefer Bar Yitzchak, brought down from the Sefer Mishcha Shemen, tells us as follows, that as long as Moshe Rabbeinu was still on the mountain, as long as Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't an eyewitness of the events that were taking place, Moshe Rabbeinu still had hope. Even for the nation, even for the people that had abandoned their God, Hashem just told him that they did the Chet HaEgel. Nevertheless, Moshe Rabbeinu believed that there was a ray of hope, that there was light in the darkness, and that even though they performed such a terrible Maisa of Chet HaEgel, that there was still room to bring them back. There was still room to reconnect. And what happened was Moshe Rabbeinu went down, and Rashi tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu saw something. It was only once Moshe Rabbeinu saw this thing, then he smashed the luchos. And what was that? Rashi tells us, based on the Chazal, he saw the Klal Yisrael killed Chur. They killed Chur for not listening to them. And it was upon witnessing this, then he smashed the luchos. And he explains the reasoning. The pshat on this is as follows. As long as Moshe Rabbeinu was on the mountain, he knew that there was a possibility to bring them back. Why? Because he suspected that perhaps it was only on the first set of the luchos which represented the mitzvahs of Ben Adam L'Makom, between man and God, that Klal Yisrael had severed. That through their terrible actions, they've erased themselves from this category of mitzvahs. But there were still another 5 commandments that were Ben Adam L'Chaveroi, man between his friend, V'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha, etc. And Moshe Rabbeinu thought, he was hoping, that they still had a shaychus, they still were connected to those mitzvahs. Only once Moshe Rabbeinu went down, when he descended the mountain, and he actually saw what was going on amongst Klal Yisrael between man and his friend, that they killed Chur for not listening to them. He saw that they also had severed their connection to the 5 commandments that pertain to Ben Adam L'Chaveroi, to man and his friend. And once he saw that there was nothing left, once he saw that Klal Yisrael was completely Pyrrhic all, they completely threw off the yoke of Torah, the luchos, Hashem's commandment, the Dvar Hashem, it was only then that Moshe Rabbeinu was fully convinced that this was not a nation that was fit for the Kabbalah Torah. This was not a nation that was fit to receive the luchos, to be the Am HaNivchar. The Musar that we learn out of here is twofold. First of all, it applies to others. A lot of times we'll see someone that's completely far from the path of Torah and mitzvahs, yet he has this one thing he does. He has this one tefillah he says. He'll come to the Shabbos and sing one's zemer, or he'll have external things. He'll wear a gartel, he'll wear a shtarm, he'll have long payas, and we become skeptical. We start asking, like, you're barely religious, and this is what you're doing? Like, you sing your zmiris, you have your long beard, you have your payas still? The answer is that, yeah, they have that one thing. This is what they have to stay connected. This is what they have to feel responsible. This is their pipeline. And the Mashgiach, Rav Matisyahu Salman, he says, when we see these people doing such things, they have their one thing, they have their one external thing, internal thing, whatever it may be. Don't poke a hole in it. Don't chep's doch nicht. Because through that, that's what's going to help them come back. As long as the connection is there, internally or externally, there's a chance. The other lesson, which is more relevant, more fundamental, is for ourselves. That there's many times we can feel miyuyish, we can feel despair, lost, confused, in the dark. As long as we're connected, as long as we have something good, as long as we're involved, we should never give up on ourselves. Ein shum yish ba'olam. We should never come to feeling, that's it. What am I? Who am I? We always have to remember that we're an olam male, each individual, each yid. Our neshamas, our tzelem elikim, amich kulam tzadikim. We're all so good, we're all so great. And if we're feeling shvach, if we're feeling down, if we're feeling weak, take what you do have, take what you're good at, and just cultivate that, nurture it, and become better from it. And that's going to spread. That's going to roll into more mitzvahs, more ma'asim tovim. But never feel it's worthless, I'm gone, I'm lost. What does Hashem need it for? No, of course Hashem needs it. Hashem gets so much nachas ruach, He gets so much enjoyment and pleasure from every effort, from every mitzvah. As the mission of us tells us, don't judge a small one like a big one. Referring to mitzvahs, don't judge a big one like a small one. Because we don't know what's big and what's small in Hashem's eyes. And whatever we can do, we should do. One time, Rav Yisrael Salanter walked into the house of a shoemaker very, very late at night. And he saw the shoemaker working on a pair of shoes. And he asked the shoemaker, what are you doing? It's so late, go to sleep. And the shoemaker told him, he said, you see in the corner, there's a candle. And Rav Yisrael said, yeah, I see the candle. And the shoemaker said, you see it's still burning? And Rav Yisrael said, yeah. And the shoemaker said, as long as the candle's burning, there's more work to do. As long as our candle is burning, there's more to do, there's more to accomplish, there's levels of closeness to attain and achieve. This mindset that Hashem always wants us, He wants our avodah, He wants our mitzvahs, He wants us to help others, bring out the best of them, be'achtos, with strengthening, ish echad, believe echad, v'nasa v'nishma, that we said by Har Sinai, with the Hadra Kabula Mahava that we had at the time of Purim, should serve as a tremendous merit as chus for all of us to always feel connected and always keep on getting closer and stronger and always realize that the fire inside of us is always burning and it's always awaiting us to tap into it and get closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom. I thank you so much for listening, and I wish each and every one of you a wonderful Shabbos. I thank each and every one of you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a wonderful Shabbos.